Hello everyone, welcome back to the 10%. Thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and we're going to start. We have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get everyone introduced that is on this show.
Hello, I'm Ty, I'm the little one.
Hi, I'm Mickey, I'm the tranny.
Awesome.
I can't top that. I'm Richard Curtin and I'm a tranny too. I'm a hot tranny mess.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of tranny, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. But before I do, to lead into it, have any of you seen the new RuPaul show? What is it called? Drag
Racing?
Drag Race, the amazing Drag Race.
Yeah. What do you think?
I missed it. It looks fun. I want to watch it.
I watched it today, and I guess my biggest complaint already is it all looks like it's blurry because they put that soft focus.
And then they're filming her from like Cincinnati, and she's in Boston under this like big halo. And what's the deal with that? I mean, why?
Is it?
And that's my problem with RuPaul. She has forgotten where she came from, and now she wants to pretend she's somewhere else.
Well, the lighting is not even subtle now. I mean, it's so obvious that, yeah, they have this bright light, and it's shot from across the room, and there are no close-ups of her hardly.
And I bet there's Vaseline on the camera too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was bad on The View when they had it on Barbara Walters, and then they pan to the audience and everything. Everyone's crystal clear, and then they're all angelic looking. But this one, it's like over the top, blurry, and I kept trying to adjust my eyes.
I couldn't watch it. I just thought it was awful.
Oh, sad time.
Well, watch it anyway, because I mean.
Nope, not gonna do it. You ruined it.
Right. Have you seen it?
I have not, no.
Okay. Well, it's called RuPaul's Drag Race.
I thought it was RuPaul's Amazing Drag Race.
Amazing Drag Race. Okay. So I guess since it's called Drag Race, why is it that it seems like a lot of female impersonators are offended by drag queen? I mean, is this RuPaul's way of kind of bringing that word back, or what's going on with the whole drag queen, we're not drag queens kind of thing?
Well, it is drag. I mean, and I think RuPaul is from the old school of drag. You know, I'm a drag queen. I think the new school of drag is really tranny. I think a lot of people have bought into the fact that you can't compete unless you have boobs, and you have to have hips, and you have to have lips that look unnatural. And
not to them. They think it's perfectly natural.
Of course not. But I think the new school of drag is very tranny. I think it's very in transition. I don't, you know, drag queens are generally men who live as men, always. I'm the perfect example. I'm a man, I live as a man. When I want a girl body, I put on pads and I put on birdseed tits. They don't, you know, come out of a silicone, you know, I'm not injected with anything silicone on my face, anywhere on my body. And I think the new school is altered. I think they have boobs, they have silicone injections, they have lips, they have cheeks, and I think that's the new school.
Well, Mickey, what do you think of the word or the phrase drag queen? And
Well, first of all, I wasn't even aware that it was out of fashion or headed that way, so this is the first time hearing that there was an issue with the word drag queen with people who do drag or perform as drag queens. You know, my own personal feeling is that I admire these girls that can get out there and perform like that, and you know, it's a lot of work and effort. So,
because it seems like everything's getting to be a little too politically correct, because I have heard, no, I'm not a drag queen, I'm a female illusionist.
I'm an entertainer.
Right.
You're a whore at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, so why is drag queen offending you in the show when I'm paying you $50 to be here, or $175? You know, they will go to the drag queen review show and not complain about getting paid, but they'll complain about you calling them a drag queen when they're a female illusionist or something else.
What's all this mess about? I thought that nothing was supposed to face a drag queen. There's no way to offend them. They just snap right back and they're like, honey, I don't think so.
Exactly, tough skin, and then you just say,
what is all this crap? No, I'm not a drag queen. I'm a female impersonator. That hurts my feelings.
I know. Well, do you think it's because female illusionist just kind of sounds nice and graceful as opposed to drag queen, which sounds just a little aggressive, but I did a little research about the word drag, and do you know how it started? Because you're Mr. Research, you know everything.
Girl, I don't know everything.
Oh, okay. Okay. So drag, actually, from what I read, started way back in Shakespeare, and where women weren't allowed to be on the stage, it was all men. And drag stood for dressed as girl for all of the men, and that's what I heard. Is that yes? No?
I've heard of that. I knew that.
I've heard that theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it got started, and I don't know. I guess they just think that drag just sounds like, you're dragging something. Just look what the cat dragged in, and they just associate those two, and they don't want to be called out.
Well, I've seen some drag queens that look like the cat drug them in.
So, but
Have you been to Thursday night at Station 4?
yes, I have, and I have to say I have a huge weakness for a really great bad drag show.
And me too. I love it. I love the transitions that boys make, as they grow as an entertainer or a drag queen or a female illusionist. I love watching them grow. It's really important. And I think, drag is it's the art form of our choice, really. It really is indicative of the gay community. When you go to a gay bar in Seattle, you're going to find drag queens. When you go to a gay bar in Boston, Miami, New Orleans, everywhere in the South, you're going to find drag queens. But if you go to a gay bar anywhere, you're going to find drag queens. And if you come to Dallas, you're going to find the best drag queens.
Yep, and you know what? I have a friend from Chicago, and he travels for work, and he says that there is no drag like Dallas drag. He loves his Dallas drag.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, that's because we're Southern Belles down here.
Exactly. And over there, I guess it's more of like over here they have like their own persona. They have their own personality. They have their own names. They're not impersonating Britney or Aretha. It's their own.
But they can.
Yeah, they can.
There's some that do. I mean, there's some that do. I thought I'd pull out a little drag while I'm sitting here. I feel so much more girly now.
Well,
I'm a female entertainer.
Exactly. Well, speaking of these female entertainers and being offended and everything, my next project is a movie that I have named Ticked Off Trannies with Knives. And the storyline is very simple. A group of trannies perform at a club, they get bashed by straight guys, are left for dead, they come back and kick their ass and the movie's over. And I thought, oh my god, this is going to go so well, everyone's going to love it. Well, good Lord have mercy. I won't say the trans community, because this is not really the trans community, but a lot of, I don't even want to say anything wrong. There's transgenders, transsexuals,
there's transvestites.
Okay, well, they're offended.
There's transistor radio.
Transformers. They are offended by the word tranny. I personally think tranny is an awesome word. It's fun to say. It's short for, instead of saying all of those longer syllabled words. Is there anything wrong with tranny?
I don't know. Tranny's been around for like years. I remember it. I think Christian Siriano's who made it, popular with, that's a hot tranny mess up in here.
Right.
And then Amy Poehler doing that skit and being like, tranny, 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 tranny.
Exactly, the phone rings, hey tranny, it's tranny. Oh, hold on, it's tranny. No.
Yeah, and then, that became the big thing, so I don't know if they're like, oh no, they took our word, it's becoming mainstream, let's, deny that we like it. Be like, oh, we're trans.
Yeah, I don't know. So Mickey, I would love to get your take on this, because it seems like a lot of people are angry that I'm using this word.
Yeah, and the first thing I think is that maybe a lot of the people talking are a small segment underneath the larger umbrella of transgender. And that larger umbrella is drag queens, transsexuals, transitioning people, all the names that we put out there. And there's a great diversity inside of that, especially, you know, as far as people's opinions and their comfort levels of, you know, how they might self-identify. And I think for the people that I hear with the loudest negative response to that word are the transitioned or transitioning transsexuals, you know, that are maybe struggling with some deeper cultural problems, you know, like dislocation from work and things like that, where, you know, they're trying to get more mainstream. And so I think those are the ones that are probably the loudest voice, but I don't think the arguments that I'm hearing represent a consensus from throughout, you know, the whole community. It's not a unified voice, in my opinion.
Richard, you working with a lot of them. I'm sorry, my throat is killing me.
And preparing for this, I asked many trannies, I asked many drag queens, I asked a couple of female illusionists if they were offended by it, and none of them said that they were. However, with most words, you can call, "Hey tranny," or you can say, "You stupid tranny," and the word changes. So, like everything, most everybody is offended by words that indicate anger, fear, or hatred, or any kind of, you know, separation. And I think that's what the biggest problem is.
Well,
It's
speaking
that
of,
when you call your mother a bitch, it's okay, but when someone else calls her a bitch, it's not.
right. Well, before I cough and blow out these microphones, we're gonna cut to break, and I'm gonna get me a little Halls something or other, and we'll be right back.
We're three cops trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, who do I look like, Richard Gere?
Do we even do a rape kit on a dead woman?
Did she just say her clit died? More importantly, it's about crime.
You're not the cop. Right.
I'm a blacksmith, and crime sucks. But you'll be able to laugh.
Jesus Christ.
רצים לי, החל ממידה 42.
Go on, mate. You're definitely getting checked out. I am. Come on, now's your chance. I guess it's now or never. Exactly. What could go wrong? Here, have a Pepsi Max. Right, let's do this.
Hello there, welcome back. I have a chloroseptic little throat lozenge or whatever it is. I don't know. So I won't cough so much. But anyway, getting back to what you were saying, I want to talk about the exclusion that some of them say, you know, oh, we're never included in the gay community, we're never included in all of these things, we're never represented. So by writing the script, I thought I'm going to include them. I've included them in all of my projects, whether it's a transgender or a drag queen, and they say, no, we're offended. So what I'm trying to include them and they're not letting me, and they're mad at me for it. So,
Well,
Get over it. Really, get over it.
Exactly.
What do you mean you're not included? You know, national television has a transgendered tranny on a show. I mean, Candace Cain from Chicago is now the hottest thing on television. They killed her character on Dirty Sexy Money, but my prediction is that this is starting a new trend.
I think so
And the
too.
new trend will be that everybody will want a tranny on their show. And it's just the beginning. It's just like Will and Grace. They started it, and then everybody had to have a Jack on their show. And now everybody's got to have this like over-the-top, young little fat faggot as their apprentice. And
Right.
you know, and I predict that, you know, the inclusion is just beginning. And everybody will want a tranny. And you know, I think if you're offended by it, then, you know, stop calling your shows Tranny Thursdays or Hot or Trashy Tranny Thursdays at the Saint or the Heat in San Antonio. Every Thursday is, you know, Trashy Tranny Thursdays. And so you're promoting it. You know, if you're promoting it, then live it,
Yeah.
accept it, be it.
Well, a couple of things that they said, and when I say they said, is the Dallas Voice has a blog called Instant Tea, and you can just comment, and then people can comment on your comments, blah, blah, blah. And a couple of things that they have said is, well, Israel is just trying to capitalize and get publicity, capitalizing on the word tranny to get more publicity about his movie. And I put on there, I'm not the one that started this. I didn't think it was a big deal. It's you.
Yeah, you've been talking to me about this movie for a long time, and it's never been about, oh my gosh, I'm going to use trannies and it's going to be huge. It's been like, I wanted a movie with some kick-ass bitches, and I thought, trannies.
Yeah. And
You were just looking for, you know, strong characters to kick some, you know, homophobic, bigoted ass.
Exactly. And so, I mean, I would like to know where they're coming from. I mean, do you even,
Well,
just sort of their perspective of,
you know, I think I understand their perspective a little bit because I read the blog also, you know, and I've been watching it and listening, and I talk to a lot of the girls behind the scenes and get input, and I have to say by far and large the girls that I'm talking to are totally not offended by the word tranny. So I think honestly we're dealing with a fairly small group of people, even though they seem to be the loudest posters on there.
right.
And the things that I am aware of is what it does to someone like me. Because someone like me is completely comfortable with the word tranny. It's a word, you know. But what this post does for someone like me is that it makes people reading it feel like they have to step on eggshells around me. You know, if they see me at a party, they don't feel comfortable to look over and say, hey, hot tranny Nez. And then I lose a relationship or a chance at a friendship because of this whole drama. And if you're going to be out there in public and, you know, grow as an individual, you're going to deal with all kinds of different input and feedback, and you've got to be able to step up and get over it, you know. So the small faction, and it may be larger than I think, but we're dealing with a word that's very much like queer, because it went through a transition where, you know, especially the older generation was completely offended by the use of the word queer. Now it's, you know, you got the queer kiss in, and I mean, it's everywhere, and people accept it.
Yeah, people are calling their organizations Queer Liber Action.
And I think what Richard said is very true. As transgender training gets more public, you know, affection and attention, it's going to have less stigma. But, you know, I also understand the marginalization and the difficulty that girls going through transition can experience, and you can get kind of grouchy about that.
Yeah, and it made me feel really good when, after I read all of these negative blogs on there, and then I read yours, and I thought, okay, good, it's not all of them, because if it was all of them, I would really think about it, but I thought, good, you know, because I really love the title, and I have to say, I think it's a catchy title, Ticked Off Trannies with Knives. I mean, it just flows off the tongue.
Yes, sir, I have 3 kids, and my daughter, who's 17, her and her friends, we talk about this too, and they love it. I mean, when I'm talking to them about the word tranny, they're like, oh, I want to be a tranny when I grow up. That's so cute.
That's right.
They're all sending each other she-mails on MySpace. And, you know, so I think there's just this whole generational thing is one piece of it. You know, and then there's just the drama and trauma crowd also.
Right. And for all of you watching, I did email some of these people who were against me using the word, and they never responded. I asked them to come on the show and talk about it and have a nice dialogue, and they never responded. So just FYI.
And so they feel really comfortable at home writing all of this stuff on their computer, but they don't have the gumption to come out and do it publicly. That's another thing that bothers me. And I guarantee you a lot of the people that are bothered by this are not trannies. And probably have some you know, subconscious or very conscious attraction to trannies.
Right. Well, you know, moving on from the tranny issue here, we have taken up a good part of this second chunk, but we're going to let you talk about your subject. But you had a really interesting thing that you brought up that caught me off guard. I'm happy to hear.
Yeah, I want to bring that one up second.
Okay.
That's going to be like the follow-up. What I really wanted to talk about was how some members of the gay community seem to disown their HIV positive friends. I've seen it happen a lot. A lot of the younger friends I made when I came out in the Dallas gay community are now HIV positive, and a lot of them have lost most of their friends. They will not talk to them, and I think it's a stigma that they get, like their friends are thinking, oh no, I know somebody who's positive, that means I can be positive, I can get positive, I can get this. Maybe if I ignore them, maybe if I just don't talk to them anymore, it'll go away and I'll be okay. And you know, ignorance isn't an answer. It takes education, and it's really sad when sometimes, you know, their straight friends will be more understanding and be more educated on this subject than their gay friends. I don't know.
There's, it's interesting how guys, let's say a certain guy slept with, I don't know, 2 people. One of them has told him he's positive. The other one, it's just never come up. They're okay with that. But they won't talk to this person anymore that told them they were positive.
And that's another thing, a lot of people just assume. They say, oh no, I don't do hookups, I don't do manhunt, you know, that's a lot safer, you're gonna get diseases from there. It's like, well, even if you have somebody that you screw on a regular basis, but you know, you're friends with them and you hang out with them, it still never comes up. They never ask about statuses. Most of the time they don't even bother with condoms, and it's like, just because you do not ask, and just because they're your friend, does not mean that they might not, you know, be, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you being, okay, you're 20 years old, that's okay to say, right?
Yeah.
You're 20, so do you think that because, maybe some of these people you're talking about your age, that's because they're so young? Because
I've met them in all age ranges,
Okay.
from 20s to 40s, is, in my experience, those are the people I have had experience with. So it's kind of, it's global. I think it's more common among the younger generations. Just
what is
because
it that you're wanting to let them know that?
Educate yourself. Go out and educate yourself. Talk. If you're gonna have sex, know your status. Tell your status. Ask your partner. Use condoms. It's really serious.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, go ahead.
This is really an educational problem. And I think what's positive about this, and no pun intended, is the generation before you, the 25 to 30-year-olds, were thinking, I'm gay, I'm male, I should just become positive because eventually I'm going to be positive. And so a generation before, it was kind of a rite of passage. And there was a messed up thinking in their heads that if you are male and you're gay, that you are eventually going to become HIV positive.
And I've also heard of some people who seek it out.
They
try and become positive to give their lives more meaning, because then they're forced to go out and they're forced to live, and
there was a website.
They get sympathy from people.
There was a website, absolutely, that posted when they were going to have HIV parties, where they invited HIV negative people to come and get the gift.
It's
And
really
that's
scary.
insane. That's
I mean,
insane.
Educate yourself. Please go out. Find resource centers. There are people who will talk to you, who will talk with you, who will counsel you. Go out and find these people. Talk to them. Talk to people who are HIV positive, who are going through this, who have to take the medications. It's not fun. I mean, it's sad. But again, don't cut those people out of your life. I mean, if they're your friends, they'll always be your friends.
And so they're cutting them out of their life because they think that by cutting them out, then they are out of harm's way.
Yeah, it's that whole,
Out of sight, out of mind.
yeah. They're thinking, oh, well, if I ignore it, if I don't see it around me, if I don't know it's around me, then it must not be there.
So the people that are around them, they just don't bring it up at all, like the
Yeah,
HIV thing's not.
they either don't bring it up, or, when they do, they just get disowned.
My profession for the last 6 years has been to work with the HIV and AIDS community. And, in being close with the local community here in Dallas, and the dynamics going on in the background, I think you're right. The estimates are that there are about 14,000 cases of HIV in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're raising...
New cases?
No, that's the number of people that are infected, 14,000. Now, those that are...
14,000 is all?
No, I'm sorry. It's, no, it is, it's 14,000, but now they're estimating that it might be as high as 25,000. Yes, 14,000.
In just Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that low of a number. I would have thought it would have been a lot higher.
Well,
I would like to know if that's the truth.
yeah.
I would think that it would be a lot higher. I mean, Dallas is about 1 million people, and that's a really small number.
Well, there's 14,000 cases that are being managed by Dallas County
Okay,
under the...
that changes it. That's 14,000 cases being managed.
Right, and that was the point
okay.
I was trying to get to,
Being managed.
is that is just a small portion of the actual infections
Okay.
out there.
Okay.
But the projections are that they're seeing dramatic increases right now.
They're seeing dramatic
in
increases
infection
because we're
rates.
not teaching our kids to have safe sex. We're not giving them condoms. We're not allowed to give them condoms. The school is, all the funding has been taken away, and people aren't getting any information anymore. And people aren't dying from it like they used to. And so,
And the parents still are not talking to their kids about it.
Absolutely.
To their teenage kids about it. Going back to the
Absolutely.
whole Rowlett rent thing.
Absolutely.
They don't want to talk to their kids about it. Their kids are too young to know. They want them to know, I guess, when they leave the house and they're 25 years old or something.
they want to have the talk with them after it's too late.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But
you're very smart about it already, being 20 years old and kind of knowing what you're talking about. So that's really good. But guys, we're going to cut to break and we'll be right back. And we're
Get out your condoms.
Muy bien, Señor Condom. Muy bien.